Hello, dear friends. Welcome. Today's topic is India's relations with her neighbors or India and her neighboring countries. It is very good to have. It is good relation. It is very good to have good relation with neighbors. India has always tried to have good relations with her neighbor countries or her neighboring countries. It has always held that friendship and cooperation with the neighboring countries could contribute to peace, stability, economic development of the region. So, India always tries to have bilateral relation, mutual friendship and trust with these neighboring countries, especially Bangladesh, China, Nepal, Pakistan, Sri Lanka. And in this class, we will discuss the small questions from these topics. So, let us start with the multiple choice questions. First, which country shares the longest border with India? China. Next question is, the line of control separates India and which neighboring country? Line of control. Keep in mind there is two words LOC and LAC. Line of control is between India and Pakistan, and this is between India and China. Next, which neighboring country of India is predominantly Buddhist? Sri Lanka. In 1971, Liberation War led to the creation of which country from Pakistan? It was Bangladesh. India and China share a border dispute primarily in which region? It is Arunachal Pradesh. Here 90,000 square kilometer area, China claims that it belongs to them. Next question is, Treaty of Peace and Friendship was signed between India and which neighboring countries? Nepal. It was signed between Nepal to foster the friendship. Right, it was around in 50s it was signed. Treaty of Peace and Friendship, 31st July 1950. Next question is, Pak Strait. Pak Strait separates India from which neighboring country? It is Sri Lanka. The area of the ocean which separates India and Sri Lanka is known as Pak Strait. Next question is, when was Rajiv Jayawardene Accord signed between India and Sri Lanka? In 87. It was in 87. So let us check. C is the answer. 20 July 87, 1987. The Shimla Agreement was signed in 1972 between India and Pakistan. So Pakistan is the answer. Which Indian state shares border with China, Nepal, and Bhutan? Sikkim. The SARC headquarters is located in which country? It is in Kathmandu, Nepal. So let us check the answer. Yes, it is B. When did India and China sign the Panchsheel Agreement, emphasizing the peaceful coexistence? It was in 1954. So keep in mind. Which of the following wars strained relationships between India and China in 1962? It was Sino-Indian War. B. चाइना इंडिया वार को साइनो इंडियन वार भी कहते हैं. The line of actual control is demarcation line between India and China in which region? It is in Jammu and Kashmir region. Which Indian Prime Minister initiated the Look East policy to improve relations with East countries including China? So it was P.V. Narasimha Rao. Answer is D. The Indian government decision to boycott which Chinese app contributed to the escalating tension between the two countries in 2020. It was TikTok. What was the primary reason for Doklam standoff between India and China in 2017? So it was basically border tension, border infrastructure development related problem. Which river is central to the water sharing agreement between India and Bangladesh? It is Ganges River. When did Bangladesh gain independence from Pakistan? 1971. What was the cause of first war between India and Pakistan in 1947-48? It was Kashmir conflict, we would say. Line of control in Kashmir was established after which conflict between India and Pakistan? 1947-48 war. It was basically what it says here, Kargil conflict. So uh, there is confusion between A and D. Kindly check this answer and comment in the comment section. Tashkent agreement was signed between which countries? It was signed between India and Pakistan after the war. Now fill in the blanks. Filling in the blanks. First question is Nepal is situated. Nepal is situated in the lap of dash, in the lap of the Himalayas. So here the Himalayas would come. The Treaty of Peace and Friendship was signed between India and Nepal on 31st July 1950. Here it would come 1950, or India or Nepal, either Nepal, right? Nepal, Nepal. Third question is dash is main religion of Sri Lanka. Buddhism is main religion of Sri Lanka. Here Buddhism would come. Then we have dash and dash are major ethnic group in Sri Lanka. Big ethnic group is Sinhalese, and then second one is Tamils. There, so it was due to these two groups the problem of LTT and other problems were there. Tamils are basically having ethnic origin of India. Then next question is the main dispute between India and Sri Lanka have been the political status of dash people of Indian origin, Tamil peoples basically, Tamil peoples. So here it would be Tamil people. The Tamils of Sri Lanka are mainly confined in peninsula. In Jaffna area they are situated here of the peninsula, Jaffna. Next question number 7. The dash and dash are two giants of Asia. China and India are two giants of Asia actually. India and China you can see here. Then India established intimate contact with China during the dash in 1950. So it is Korean War. The government of India granted dash to in 1959, granted political asylum basically to Dalai Lama in 1959 after they annexed Tibet. The emergence of dash in 1970 was an event of major importance in subcontinents. The emergence of Bangladesh here because in it was formed in 1971. The next question is Pakistan army surrendered in the east before the joint command of India and dash of Bangladesh. So it Mukti Vahini. Mukti Vahini was their revolutionary group or revolutionary command, you can say. So India joined with Mukti Bahini had done that operation to separate or to free the Bangladesh. Next question is in March April 1965 made aggression in the area of Rann Kutch. It was Pakistan who made aggression in that area. So in 1960 war with Pakistan it is considered. In the Indo-Pak relation, the external factor of dash and dash has always proved an irritant. So it is external factor of USA and China has always proved an irritant for us. Then question number 24, 14. Dash agreement was signed between India and Pakistan in January 1966. So it was Tashkent agreement basically. Tashkent agreement was signed. Then all the land we had captured were returned to Pakistan. 15. Question number Dash was largely responsible for the birth of Bangladesh as a sovereign independent state in 97. So India was responsible. Dash now on October 20, 1962, the Chinese launched large-scale attacks in both Nefa sector and Nefa and here Ladakh areas. Question number 17. The Dash waged an armed struggle for an independent Tamil state in Sri Lanka. It was LTTE. LTTE. Then next is the joint foundation stone for Dash hydropower project were laid down by both India and Nepal Prime Minister Narendra Modi and KP Oli. So for here it would come Arun 3. Arun 3. So these were fill in the blanks. Let's move to true and false question. True and false. First question is the large scale migration of Nepalese to India is threatening to the Indo-Nepalese friendly relation. It is true. So many Nepalese live here also in our neighborhood. So next is China was one of the first state to recognize Nepal as zone of peace. That is true. Indo-Nepalese relation consistently remain normal and cordial. That is false. It remains sometimes. Now Nepal is using different tactics and making relations with China also. Nepal turned into a federal democratic republic on December 28, 2007. That is true. Next question is neighborhood has been central to Prime Minister Modi's foreign policy. That is true. The LTT is the extremist organization of Tamils in Sri Lanka. That is true. Demonstrations against China broke out in Lhasa, the capital of Tibet, on March 9, 1959. True. India and China are both such countries of the world whose maritime boundary is very long. That is true. Next question is the economy of the eastern part of the Pakistan was more developed as compared to that of western part. That is false. Eastern part was more weaker in fact. India and Bangladesh signed a 25-year treaty of friendship, cooperation and peace on March 1919. It is not true. 19 it, right it yeah. Bangladesh was not formed there. Yes, in 2019 it is. Okay, check it. It is 2019 or 1919. Next question is the terrorism in India has been receiving Pakistan official support. That is true. And Shimla conference took place in July 1972. Yes, it was 19 after 1971 war. The Tashkent agreement was signed between the Indian Prime Minister Mr. Lal Bahadur Shastri and Pakistan Prime Minister Ayub Khan. Yes, that is President Mr. Ayub Khan. That is true. So these were true and false questions. Let's move to the question of one word or one line. What is the main tenet of the Gujarat doctrine? The main tenet of Gujarat doctrine is to create cordial and friendly relation with the neighbors. Gujarat doctrine, or it is Gujarat doctrine or Gujarat doctrine? Comment in the section. Which treaty was signed between China and Nepal on April 28, 1960? It was Treaty of Friendship. Which separate treaties held in 1978 replaced the Indo-Nepal Treaty of 1971? So, the Treaty of Trade, the Treaty of Transit, the Agreement of Cooperation to Control Unauthorized Trade. Which Indian political publicly urges the King of Nepal to release BP Koirala from prison? Mr. J. Prakash Narayan, who was one of the first states to recognize Nepal as zone of peace, China. What is the significance of December 28, 2007 in the history of Nepal? Nepal became a federal democratic republic on 28 December 2007. Who was the first president of the Federal Democratic Republic of Nepal? Dr. Ram Baran Yadav. Which agreement was signed between India and Sri Lanka in 1974? It was Maritime Boundary Agreement. Write down the names of the three agreements signed between India and Sri Lanka during 1954 to 1974. It was Nehru Kotel, Kotelawala Pact 1954, Shastri Agreement 1964, and Indira Sri Mavo Agreement 1974. After every 10 years it was signed. Check it out. Why the Tamil demanded a separate state within Sri Lanka? The declaration of Sinhalese language as the only official language of Sri Lanka and the denial of the due status to Tamil language led to the Tamil demanding a separate state for themselves in Sri Lanka. Write one feature of Rajiv Jayawardene Accord, the merger of the northern and the eastern province of Sri Lanka into one administrative unit. What is McMahon Line? It is Sino-Indian border. Basically, the line which demarcates Sino-Indian border in eastern northern sector is known as McMahon Line. Yeah, McMahon Line. It's actually which country issued stapled visa to the people of Jammu and Kashmir? It was China. Write down the four Indo-Pacific nations: the US, Japan, India, and Australia. They are Indo-Pacific nations. Indo-Pacific nations. Right? Comment whether it is right or not. What do you know about Mukti Bahini? Basically, Mukti Bahini was guerrilla resistance movement of Bangladesh liberation war in 1971. It comprised of Bengali nationalists, students, armed forces personnel, and civilians of East Pakistan. Name the treaty signed by India Bangladesh on 19th March 1972. It was Treaty of Friendship, Cooperation and Peace. It was signed for 25 years. Which of the government was promulgated in 15th August 1975 in Bangladesh? President form of government. Who became the first president after overthrowing Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's government in Bangladesh? It was Khandakar Mushtaq Ahmad. Write one issue of tension between India and Bangladesh. It is Faraka Barrage, water dispute. Write which countries signed the historic Tashkent Agreement and when? It was India and Pakistan, signed in 1996. No, it is 1966. 1966. Comment, dear students, it is 1966 or 1996. Write down one dispute between India and Pakistan. Siachen dispute. When was Panchsheel Agreement signed between India and China? 1954. Between which two countries Tashkent Pact took place? It was between India and Pakistan. Write one cause of tension between India and Pakistan, that is Kashmir Valley. When Shimla Agreement took place? Shimla Agreement 1972. Kindly check it. Which is right, this one or this one? When was Indo-American Nuclear Treaty implemented? 2008. Indo-American. Basically, it is treaty related to nuclear and other things with India, between India and US. Name two countries which attacked India: China, Pakistan. Shimla Samjhauta or Shimla Agreement was signed when and between which two countries? Similar agreement was signed in 1972 between Indira Gandhi and Ziaur Bhutto, Ziaur Rahman Bhutto. It would be Prime Minister of Pakistan, right? Indira Gandhi of India and Ziaur Rahman Bhutto of Pakistan signed this. So this is all from India and its neighbor. Comment for in the comment section wherever you find any wrong data, right? Good luck, keep preparing. Thank you.